Square, everyone remember where it was in the family tree? Right below the parallelogram and also below rectangle and rhombus. Because a square is a rectangle, a square is a rhombus, a square is a parallelogram. You see the definition I have up here. It's a rectangle with two congruent consecutive sides. We're going to put an or in there right now. And I want to see if you guys can finish this sentence. Or it's a rhombus with what? How many do I need, Will? I already need one. Yep, a rhombus with one right angle. Okay, so those are two different ways we can look at a square. It can be a rectangle with two congruent sides or a rhombus with one right angle. Now you'll notice I only have two properties listed, but I said the square is like everything. It's magic. So why do I only have two properties? All rectangle properties. And I'm sure you can guess the second one, which would be all rhombus properties. Question came up in my first period class, why don't you write down all parallelogram properties too? They're already in the rhombus and rectangle. Beautiful. Okay, so think about square. Here you go. Bottom line, every property we discussed. You throw out a property, it's got it. Okay, square has everything. So while we're on that topic here, the length of a diagonal is 16 for a square. So go ahead and draw yourself a nice square with a diagonal of 16. So I get rid of this one. So here's what I need your help with. Start throwing up properties up here that'll help me find the perimeter. So if I'm going to find the perimeter, that means I need to know all four sides. What do I already know about all four sides of a square? They're all the same. So I just need your help finding one side. Any properties you want to throw up here. All right, I got the diagonal of 16. Anything else you want to show me here? Anything else? Here we go. 5. Anything else? Anything. We'll just start throwing up markings here. All sides are equal. So you want me to, we're trying to find the side, right? So I'll just put X's all the way around, I guess. Okay, all sides congruent. I need to find one of them, though. Need help finding one of them. Let's do this. 18. All those properties we just went over, you don't want to give me anything. Thank you. Oh, we got a right angle there. Looks like we got a right triangle too, huh? All right, well, let's keep going. I'll still hear from other people. Here we go. 9. Anything else?
I don't know.
All right, well, I have a right triangle up there. Oh, okay. And the two legs are the same.
Oh, we're going to do the H now, right?
The what?
Oh, never mind. We're going to do A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Also known as the?
Pythagorean theorem.
Okay, here we go. Algebra might get a little heavy, but you'll be fine. Name the two legs. X squared plus X squared equals 16 squared. Yep. Okay, algebra will get a little heavy. Oh boy, I'm nervous to ask this question. Your algebra teachers might just hang their head in shame. X squared plus X squared.
No, 2x to the second.
Okay, you have an X squared in front of you. I throw another one at you. How many do you have? 2x squareds. X to the fourth would be if I multiplied them. 16 squared. What do you want to do from here? Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, you want to can't, because here's the reason why. You don't want to take the square root of 2x squared. You do want to divide first by 2. Go ahead, everybody. Yep. Take the calcs. What do I have? 128? Yeah. Now what do you want to do on both sides? Square root them. Oh, and then you get a decimal in your calculator, right? That's not how we roll in enriched. That's not how we roll. Can you break that down even more? Square root of 128. Dig deep, find the biggest perfect square bigger than 4. Find the biggest perfect square that goes into 128 because I don't want decimals in here. You can do it. I got faith. You can do it. Find it. It won't take you too long. Biggest perfect square that goes into 128. Let's see here. Let's hear from 11. Okay. Here we go. 7. What are you doing in your calculator right now? Okay, here we go. So what'd you find? 16? Okay, there's something bigger. It's all right. There's something bigger. Let's go. What is it? 64 times 2. Here we go, guys. Square root of 64. 8 square root of 2. That's a side, right? Yes, that's a side, everybody. What'd you guys tell me how to find the perimeter? Multiply it by 4. Yep. So my perimeter is going to be, calm down, 8 radical 2 times 4. 8 radical 2 times 4. Number 3, what do you got? Final answer here? No number 3?
32 square root 2.
Yep. Nice job. We all good here? Just so you know, hey, I want you to know the other way you could have done this is how many diagonals are in a square? Okay, you could have drawn in the other diagonal, and what do they do to each other? Okay, they bisect, so you could have said 8. Whoops, sorry. You could have also said 8, 8, and what do you know about the diagonals? They also form right angles, and you could have done Pythag this way. 8 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. So drawing in both diagonals, okay? That's also another way. Questions? All right, let's get it moving here because we got quite a bit to do. Okay, parallelogram ABCD. Let's get that drawn now. ABCD, clockwise or counterclockwise, remember, not diagonally when you label it with your vertices. AB, 3x plus 2. DC, 10x minus 2. And AD, 5x minus 2.
10x minus 12.
Why don't you calm down? Thanks. It's a parallelogram. Got to figure out what type it is. So rectangle, rhombus, square. Let's figure it out. Anything? Well, give me the equation I can set up. It's a parallelogram. Apply a property. Apply a property. Let's do it. 17. What property did you just apply there, Max? Beautiful. Let's solve it now. I'll give you guys a minute. Solve it. Value of x. Value of x. 15? 2, thank you. So x is 2. Go ahead, find the side lengths now. Find the side lengths, and then we will talk. What type of parallelogram is this? And I bet you I catch somebody here, Justin. Watch. I'm going to catch somebody. Might be you. Side lengths, 19. What are the side lengths? 8, yeah. Knowing that, what type of parallelogram is it? Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. What type of parallelogram is it? 13?
Oh, wait. What?
It's a parallelogram. I just found those 3 sides to be 8. So what type of parallelogram should it be? We got rectangle, rhombus, square. Why? It's already a parallelogram. What do you know about 2 consecutive sides? So that makes it into a rhombus. Everybody, it's not a square. Why isn't it a square? I have no idea about the angles, if they're right or not. So this is a rhombus because it's a parallelogram with 2 consecutive sides congruent implies a rhombus. All right. Questions? Go ahead. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and graph the next one. Ready to go. Prove it's a square. We got it. How are we going to do it? I'm just going to open it up to you guys. How are we going to prove this is a square? 14 ideas proving it's a square. Okay, so I need a right angle, but before I show it's got a right angle, it's got to be a what with a right angle? More. A parallelogram with a right angle is a rectangle, not a square. Well, no parallelogram. Even get above a parallelogram. A what with a right angle makes it a square. So we can do, here you go, we're going to make a class decision right now. We're going to go rhombus with a right angle, or we're going to do rectangle with what? 2 consecutive sides congruent. Let's make a class decision. What are we doing? The rhombus or the rectangle? How many rhombuses do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many rectangles? Okay, here we go. Rectangles, that's what you asked for. All right, here we go. So let's prove it's a rectangle. What's the easiest way to prove this is a rectangle? Show it's got 4. Come on, rectangle, guys, rectangle. Show it's got 4 right angles. Show it's got 4 right angles. If I want to show right angles, what formula am I going to need? Slope or distance? Slope. So we're going to have to find the slope of all 4 sides. Slope of QR, slope of RS, slope of SP, and the slope of QP. Let's go make this quick here. I'll do QR. Group 1 right here. You do RS for me. Group 2, you do SP. Group 3, you do QP for me. All right, find the slope of your individual line segment right now. Using rise over run or the slope formula, talk it over within your group. You got about a minute here. RS, SP, QP. Find your slopes using rise over run, talk it over with each other so you can report back here in about 30 seconds. Rise over run, or you can subtract your y's over subtracting your x's. Okay, here we go. Group 1, what do you got for me? RS? 3 over 4, okay. SP, group 2. How about QP, group 3? Okay, nice job, everyone. Everyone's got it. Those are my slopes. Tell me what you know about the lines now. Based on those slopes, what do you know about the lines? Remember what we're trying to do. We're trying to make right angles. So don't tell me about this parallel lines business. I don't need it if we're forming right angles. Tell me something about the lines right now that are going to get me to right angles. Here we go, 11. Okay, so meaning what? Parallel. QR perpendicular to RS. Let's keep going. There's more I can write here. QR perpendicular to RS. More. Number 1. Great. 3. QR is perpendicular to RS. What else? Find more negative reciprocals for me. PQ perpendicular to PS. Yep, need 2 more pair. 2 more pair. Let's go 15. Perpendicular to PQ. And I'll do the last one here. QR is also perpendicular to RS. We already did that. Look at that. Which one haven't we done? Thanks back there. SP and SR. Because what's a good reason why they're perpendicular? Here we go, 11. Why are they perpendicular? Slopes are negative reciprocals. If the lines are perpendicular, what do you know now? What do you know now? 3, what do you know now?
That one right angle.
Where? Name them. Name them.
GPS.
Angle P, angle Q, angle R, and angle S are right angles. Why? Yep. What type of figure now is PQS? If I have all 4 right angles, what type of figure is it? 19? It's a rectangle. Yep, PQRS is a rectangle. Why? Everyone see how this is going now? But we still need to make it into a square. What do I do with this rectangle now to make it into a square? Here you go, 7. What do I do now to make it into a square? It's already a rectangle with what makes it into a square? Two consecutive sides congruent. Let's go, guys. Which 2 sides do you want to prove congruent? QR and RS. Let's do it. QR, RS. What formula will I need to show they're congruent? Distance or Pythagorean theorem, yes. Just to pick up the pace a little bit. QR, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 will be 4 squared plus 3 squared underneath. I'll do the math for you. You're welcome. And RS will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's R? Oh, right there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 squared plus 4 squared. You guys figure out the values now for me. What the distance is. What do you got for me?
5.
Square root of 25. Everyone getting that? Which would be 5. So yes, the distance is 5 units. So what do you now know about RS and QR? Can't tell me it's a square yet, but what do you know about QR and RS? Congruent, perfect. QR congruent to RS because distances are equal. And now what do I finally, in step 7, have in my hands? A square. PQRS is a square. Why is it a square? What did we show it was first? Here we go. A rectangle with, there we go, with 2 consecutive congruent sides implies a square. Whew. Thanks for not picking the rhombus to start out with, some of you. That might have been a little quicker. But you guys, that was your class choice. Questions? Okay, last thing we have to do is go over your properties of a kite. Okay, don't draw in those diagonals yet. I gotta. Okay, well, everyone remembers the family tree. Where was the kite? By itself. Why was it put by itself? It had no parallel sides, right? It had no parallel sides, but it just still has properties. Okay? If you take a look up here, it still has properties. It's got 2 pair of, how can I describe these sides that are congruent? Consecutive, adjacent. All right. 2 pair of adjacent sides congruent. Please make a note right underneath here. Because listen when I say this, guys. 2 pairs of adjacent sides congruent. Isn't that a rhombus too? Isn't that a rhombus? Isn't it a square? So what makes it a difference between a square, a rhombus, and a kite? No opposite sides congruent. That's the difference between the kite and your rhombus and square. No opposite sides congruent. One pair of opposite angles congruent. Now, where are they though, right? Because could it be this pair or could it be that pair? The ones that are formed by the non-congruent sides. The angles that are formed by the non-congruent sides. So knowing that, name them up here now. The 2 angles formed by the non-congruent sides. Angle B and angle D. There you go, everybody. Those are always the ones that are congruent, the ones formed by the non-congruent sides. Okay, draw in your diagonals now for me. Draw in 2 diagonals because they're pretty special too. Anybody want to? Well, they're not. I think we could easily guess they're not congruent. But you want to take another guess? Perpendicular. Diagonals are perpendicular in a kite. And they do something else. They don't bisect each other, but the longer one, the longer diagonal bisects the shorter. All right, the longer one bisects the shorter, so we can add these markings to our kite. Got your calculator ready? If you have one out, let's do this. Find the measured numbers of each angles. All right. Well, that's 101. That's 43. What do you know based on your properties? What do you know about angles 1 and 2? Here we go. Here we go. 17. Congruent. So I know angle 1 and 2 have the same measure. But now the question is, how do I find them? How many sides does this figure have? 4. A quadrilateral always has how many total degrees? 360 degrees. Yes, there's a total of 360. Get after it. There's a total of 360. You know 2 of them, and the other 2 are equal. What do you got for me here? Gentle. 9.
Angle 1 and angle 2 equal 105.5.
Oh, you got a decimal? Oh. Questions? Yeah, how about 2? Angle 1, look where it's pointing to, right where the diagonals intersect. Right where the diagonals intersect. What do I know about the diagonals here? 13, that'll help me out. Diagonals of a kite, we just wrote them down. So what's angle 1? Which would be 90 degrees. Everyone all good? Diagonals are perpendicular. Ooh, number 2. Woo! Well, you guys just told me that was a right angle, right? What's the one next to it? Oh, it's a right angle too, you don't say. And now, don't I know 2 out of the 3 angles in a triangle? Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy. Here we go. Angle 2. What are we looking at for angle 2? 20. Going deep. 25 degrees. Everyone all right? Because we're going to finish strong now with number 3. Angle 1 should be no big deal. Look at your properties up above. Boom, 15. 90. Whew. Oh, so that's 90. So the one right next to it is 90 as well. Okay. So you should be able to find angle 2, right? How about angle 2? 20 again. 63. Ooh, are we getting stuck on angle 3 now? Everyone ready? Little tip. I'm not going to actually, I'll highlight a little bit of it. Right here, take a look at this big triangle here. Anybody want to tell me what type of triangle it is? It's isosceles, right? And usually what's across from the congruent sides? So if angle 2 is 63, so is angle 3. Forms 2 isosceles triangles in a kite. And that's all we're going to have time for here. But you guys have 4 problems tonight. 4. I think you can get the job done, Nick. Welcome to class 2.